What's going on, guys? So this video is something that I've been meaning to make for a while now. I've had multiple people asking questions about it, and in the comments, for some of my build videos and a lot of my build advice, all of those, I think I mentioned save scumming in a few of them, and I've tried to answer the questions in the comments, but other people were asking me if I could make a video to show it, and I guess finally getting around to it. So what you want to do is what I'm doing here. Go to your main menu, and then with the game highlighted, you're gonna close the game and you're gonna upload your save. So this is before you do anything to your game. This is before you spend any resources or change any of your gear, anything like that. You're gonna go out and do this before. So this backs up the state of your current game, and then you can come back to the save. So now we're going to take, the charm, I guess, that I have equipped for this build, which is, just assassin charm. This has everything I want, obviously, and it's all perfect rolls. But let's say that this is not a perfect charm and it doesn't have what I want. I'm trying to get something. I'm not getting it. I'm spending resources. I'm spending especially tokens, which are the hardest to come by, or, sometimes it can take a while to get what you want as far as the type of gear you're trying to get. And let's say that you're spending all your resources, right? Honor, blessings, essence, or tokens, purifieds, if you will, and you didn't get what you wanted. You reforged, nothing was what you wanted, and now you have no currency, which takes a while. So you're going to go back out, press and hold the PS button, go out to the menu, and then you're going to download this time. So this effectively resets the game state to what it was before you spent your resources. And now we're going to go back into the game. And we're going to go take a look at the charm that was just completely changed. And it's back to what it was. So this is useful for that purpose, especially for... Right now, it's not as bad as it used to be back in the 25 wave time before Icky Island, the DLC. Before that came out, the values could change differently. Like currently, they can only go up. But back then, getting a perfect roll was basically, 1 in 1,000. Sometimes it felt like a 1 in 1,000, type occurrence, because values didn't only, if you got what you wanted, they didn't only go up, they also went down or whatever. So now let's take a look at a game like Elden Ring and how you could use save scumming for this game. A lot of people use it to duplicate resources, like crafting materials or weapons or armor and stuff like that the game allows you to drop. So the devs obviously do this, and I'm going to show later why they kind of want you. It's like one of those things that people say you shouldn't do it, but the devs absolutely have control of whether or not they want to turn this on or enable things for the people that do save scum. So let's say this particular instance, I am trying to avoid the run back, right? So this is a difficult boss in Elden Ring, and a lot of times it's just annoying to have to run through a bunch of enemies to get to the boss. So what you can do is just, as soon as you get to the boss room, you do the same thing. You quit out of the game, exit out to the main menu, close the game, upload your save, and then go back into the game. So now you're going to be... What's cool about Elden Ring and a lot of FromSoft games, I think except for Demon's Souls, the remake, which doesn't let you do this, it'll put you right where you were when you saved, when you exited the game. So now I can go in, and as you can see, before I had the full aggro of everybody that saw me running up to the boss room, and now there's nobody because they're back where they're supposed to be. They respawn where they're supposed to be. So now I can just go in and fight the boss, and let's say that I do a terrible job and get myself killed, which I don't know why I was actually fighting these guys for this clip because I just wanted to die to show you guys. But yeah, this is a pretty difficult boss because it has, you know, 2 summons that it spawns at the beginning, and then if you fought this guy, you know that he's got all these crazy AoE attacks and, you know, one-shot potential like here. So let's say you die. All you can do is exit out and then go to upload, download, and this time you're gonna download. And so you go back into the game. And now we're at the same spot where we were. And what's cool also is, let's say that you're taking it takes you several attempts to get through this boss, and you're using, you know, consumables and stuff. That way you don't have to worry about spending all those. You know, let's say you have a small amount of consumables. You could do this also in God of War Ragnarok. You know, I think for the main story, it could be useful. I've been using that a lot for Valhalla because it does let you save at the Tablets of Influence, I think, or Tablet of Endeavor. At the shop, it'll let you exit out of the game, and then it'll save your spot in your run. But let's take a look at Last of Us 2 Remastered. So I'm currently in the middle of a run, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save. I'm going to back up my file, save it to the cloud. So this is a standard run. And what I want to show is the difference between what the devs allow you to do and what they don't allow you to do when it comes to save scumming. Because like I said, they have control to absolutely turn this off if they wanted to. So it's kind of one of those things, like I was saying, it's you shouldn't do it, but they also know that people do it and it helps. So it's kind of like an unofficial, like an unwritten law that is kind of frowned upon, but they also can choose to turn it off completely. So I'm going into this run. It's a standard run. I'm going to get myself killed. Okay, so I failed the encounter, and that would put me back, you know, at the beginning, right? So I would have to start a completely new run. And let's say that I had a really good run that I paused, and I just wanted to finish it out, and I don't want to start it back up again. Which, you know, it's for this specific case, it doesn't really matter that much because of the roguelike mode. You don't accrue anything. You just, I guess if you're doing it the first time, you just get the cosmetics that you unlock for certain challenges and stuff. But once you've done all that, it really doesn't matter unless you're trying to get it done and over with. But so now we're going to go into a daily run, right? As you saw, the daily run for that day when I recorded this was with Lev. And I'm just going to go in and try to do the same thing, which is I'm finishing the first encounter, and then I'm going to, because you can pause your progression between encounters. So I'm going to finish the first encounter and then go back to the hub or whatever, and then exit out, and I'm going to try to save scum. All right, I don't know why I left all this. I should have just edited it out. All right, quit the main menu. And now you can see that it's paused, and it actually has a timestamp because daily runs have a countdown to when a new run is available. So I'm going to go out and upload my save like I did for the regular run, which, as I showed before, it did allow me to go back. You know, after I died, I downloaded my save, and I could go back to it and finish it, or try to finish it, you know, as many times as I wanted from that point. And now it's saved. I'm going to go back. As you can see, the time, I think it changed since I exited out the last time. So now I'm going to go in and do the second encounter. I'm going to try to get myself killed fast, I guess. Alright, so I died, failed the encounter. And for this, there is a leaderboard, right? For the daily run. It's going to show me my spot in the leaderboard. And because that gets, posted to that leaderboard, I can't, which kind of sets your score in stone, because you only get the one shot. You can't attempt more than once, hence daily, right? So I went back to my save because I was trying to do what I did before, which is just keep trying. And as you can see, the daily run has been locked for me because I already did my one try and failed. So as you can see, it's exactly the same game mode, and there's two different types of runs, and one of them you can save scum and the other one you can't. So the devs can totally turn this off if they wanted to. They do it also in recently in Lords of the Fallen. If you play that, you probably notice that there's the online items, like the eyes that you get for avenging other people, other players, or the invasion, the severed fingers or whatever they are. And then there's another one, the ones that you get for co-op, for helping people kill bosses, the coins. So all those three, if you spend them, if you back up your save and then you spend them and go back, you'll notice that they stay spent. But if you duplicate, any kind of like the currency, the skulls or whatever they are for the currency, or anything consumable that can be dropped, or weapons or anything like that, those will stay in your inventory if you go back, after you've dropped them for somebody else. So like I said, the devs have total control of whether or not they want to turn this off, what for, depending on what, the balancing that they're trying to do with their game, right? So they have these definitely, these things that they definitely don't want you to be doing, and then they turn it off for those. So anyway, so that's the video. I hope that you found this useful. Personally, this was probably the best pro tip that I got when I was first playing online, actually, which when I started was with Legends, and I had a friend that I used to play with who told me about save scumming, and I've been doing it since, whenever allowed. It does save you a lot of time, because a lot of these games can be grindy, and it's just, it adds up hours that are not really enjoyable because you're having to grind to get, your build or whatever you're working with, or whatever you're trying to improve. It makes it take that much more, time than it should. So anyway, again, I hope you found this useful, and thank you for watching.